What's up, everybody? My name is Scott Waters, and welcome to Let's Metal. It's time for a... No, it's not. This will be the fourth shot at doing this. Alright. What's up, everybody? My name is Scott Waters. Welcome to No Lights Metal. It's time for a big edition of... The Mail. That's right, time for The Mail. And this edition of The Mail is brought to you by Greg the Egg, otherwise known as Blackmore Rules on YouTube. A friend of mine. I've actually never met him in person, but him and I have emailed back and forth, you know, Facebook back and forth, and do videos back and forth, and just a great guy. A lot of, you know, we have a lot of bands that we love, that we both love. He's got some stuff he likes that I'm not as much into, and I got some stuff he's not into. He's not into thrash metal and stuff like that, and I'm not really into the punk stuff as much as he is. So, but anyhow, he's got a great channel, so do check him out. He could use more subscribers. I will leave a link below to his channel, Blackmore Rules on YouTube, and he sent me this wonderful box. It's already opened. I can say this, that the Canadian Postal Service is going on strike, or at least they're threatening to. They must have been ticked about this box because then they attempted to, they were like, I hope there's a lot of glass in there, and they just like, they played some hockey with it or something, you know? Or maybe they used this as the goalie and they were playing hockey. I don't know, but I'll show you the box at the end because the box is destroyed. But anyhow, it also opened up. I don't know if you can see the box over here. It also was opened when I got here. So I didn't open it like this. It was opened. Thankfully, it looks like everything is in here. The thing's packed to the top. This is actually the third time I've recorded this video. The first time I screwed up, and I was like, I'll start over. And the second time I got into showing the first item, and my phone rang. And now I am trying for the third time to do this video. So here we go. All right, this is the thing I showed before. It is a penguin hat. And Greg's got a very funny sense of humor. I enjoy his videos, and he sends me stuff that makes me laugh. And this one here, I'd actually put this on, you know, just for fun. However, it's way too small for my big old fat head. But I do have grandkids who will find this amusing and will enjoy it. So, all right, that's where I left off in the last one. And then there is this black hoodie in here that is rolled up, and it is the Penguins. A team that I despise, being a Flyers fan, of course. But my wife is a Penguins fan, so she will wear this and be happy with it. So Greg gets a lot of hockey stuff out there. I live in, you know, the deserts of New Mexico. We do have hockey here. We have a couple of youth hockey leagues. We have a we have a pro team, but it's, you know, a minor league team. But that's about it. There's, I think within me, there's, you know, in the Albuquerque area that I live in, there's one stadium in Rio Rancho, and there's one stadium in Albuquerque, and there's a lot of youth leagues playing, so it's getting popular here, but it's nowhere near as popular as like football is, like the sport here. Everybody loves football here, so, and I could care less about football. I'm a hockey fanatic. So the nice thing is Greg finds like youth stuff over there, and he'll send it to me, and I donate it to local youth clubs so that the kids can play. You know, and hockey's an expensive sport. There's a lot of what do you call, you know, equipment needs, and you have to have practice jerseys, and so he finds this stuff and sends it to me, and I donate to the local clubs, or give it to some of the kids that are friends of my grandkids who also play hockey. All right, next up, looks like another hockey jersey. This is I see silver, black, and white, so I'm going to assume this is the Kings. I could be wrong, but nope, I am right. Old school Kings jersey. Look at that. LA Kings. Stanley Cup winners, 2010, 2012. Those were great years. I'm also, besides being a huge Flyers fan, I'm also a huge Kings fan. Most people always ask me, how can you have two hockey teams you're a fan of? Why not? Got more than two bands that I love. I can have more than two hockey teams that I love, and so I do love the Kings and the Flyers. So what happens when they play each other? I hate those games. I really do. I tend to hope for a tie and someone to win in overtime, or something like that. But that way both teams get a point. But yeah, I'm not. Those are the only kind of games that kind of irritate me. Anyhow, enough about the hockey stuff, because I'm sure there's a bunch of rock and roll stuff in here. And sure enough, there's records under here. It looks like 7-inch records. I see a book next, but let's go through these records first. So first of all, we got the Moon Dreaming, a special message from Bucky Buckaroo. Flexi. So I'll have to check out the message from Bucky Buckaroo. I don't know who Bucky Buckaroo is, sorry. Then we've got Not the 99-cent heavy. Oh, this is cool because this is a. I'm a huge Helix fan. I also like Coney Hatch, Marillion. What's the other band on here? The other band on here is, man, this is. Whoever thought it was a good idea to put red type on a blue background, bad idea. In any case, this will be going with my Helix collection because I'm a huge Helix fan. But this is a Canadian promotional single featuring Marillion, Helix, Coney Hatch, and one band whose name I just cannot make out. Eddie Jobson. Eddie Jobson from the Capitol album, the Green album. I don't know that one at all, so that's interesting. But yeah, I love Helix. I also, like I said, I also love Marillion, and that's a great album, by the way, and Coney Hatch. So, but if I had to pick one of those three, Helix is a favorite. It's been a favorite for a long time. Got to meet the band when I was out in Canada one time, and man, they were super nice guys. All right, and then we've got some looks like a UK pressing, Status Quo, rocking all over the world, backed with Ring of Change from, I'm going to say this is like 79, looks like. I was going to guess, so I would have been off because I was going to say 76. So this is 79. In the original phonograph sleeve, I believe this is a London sleeve. Yep. So this is a UK pressing. And then we've got what is this? Rub-a-dub-dub, vocal and full orchestra, backed with Peter Piper Picked a Peck, vocal and full orchestra. Right on. Like I said, Greg's got a great sense of humor, so do check out his channel. I highly recommend it. You'll enjoy it. He's a lot of fun. He does weather report action. He's just a lot of fun to watch. I mean, just check him out if you haven't already. All right, so it feels like there's some records in here. Nope, I'm sorry, magazines in here. So we've got Classic Rock Magazine, Pink Floyd Live at Pompeii, which I did pick up the vinyl of this. Fantastic. I used to go watch this at the midnight movies with friends of mine, one of whom just recently passed away. His name was Nick. Nick, I'll see you up in heaven, brother, because that's where he's at now. But in any case, every time I think of Pink Floyd at Pompeii, it reminds me of him because it's just one of the movies we used to go see together. It's one of those, we used to listen to that album all the time down in his basement, just hanging out. I don't know if you ever seen that 70s show where, you know, all the kids are hanging around the basement. That was us. We just hung around the basement, talked, listened to music, smoked cigarettes, that kind of thing. But yeah, that was us, but that wasn't the 70s for me. That was the 80s. But in any case, Classic Rock Magazine with Rush, one of the greatest power trios to come out of Canada. Guitar Magazine featuring Joe Satriani. Oh, this one's cool. Rolling Stone Scrapbook. What is this from? What year? This is cool. $1.95, so you can tell that's not recent. Let's see if there's a publishing year in here. But here's the cover. But it looks like it's all Alice Cooper. Rolling Stone poster book. Yeah, there's some great stuff in here. And it looks like, I don't know, it's hard to tell what's going on here with this thing. I don't know if there was like, I'll have to look this thing up because I don't know anything about it, but very interesting. It doesn't even have a year on the front of it anywhere, and I'm not finding a year anywhere on this thing. Let's see here. I know I'm wasting time, and I'm sorry. I'm just curious because it looks old, and I don't know if there was posters in the middle that are missing or what the deal is. But it's Rolling Stone Scrapbook, Alice Cooper. So, and it says it has a 12 by 22 color poster, which I don't see in here, so it might be missing. But regardless, I'm gonna look into this more because this is cool, and I love these old magazines like this. Very cool. All right, what else we got in here? We've got cardboard, packing material, a book. All right. Oh, this is interesting. I've never seen this. The first Genesis memoir, The Living Years, Mike Rutherford. Nice. So Mike Rutherford, bass and guitar player for Genesis. Didn't even realize he had a book out, and I'm a huge Genesis fan, so I'm not sure how I missed out on that, but I'll be checking this one out. Let's quickly see if there's a year on this one. I'm not going to spend as much time looking for it as I did on the other one. They're usually right on the first page if I can get it open. But of course it's not. Maybe on the second page. 2014. So wow, this is a 11-year-old book now. But of course, Genesis hasn't done anything, gosh, in over a decade. Not that I know of. Oh, we get ourselves a a Sidney Crosby hockey puck. Of course, Sidney Crosby is with the Penguins. I think it's the only team he's ever been with, and he's still with the Penguins. And he's one of the darlings of the NHL. He's, you know, a lot of people call him the crybaby Crosby. They won't ever let him fight or get into a, you know, or he's just one of the darlings of the NHL. You can have another team score a score against the Penguins while he's on the ice, and all they'll do is talk about, instead of talking about the actual goal, they'll talk about Sidney Crosby on the thing. So it's, anyhow, yeah, hockey. I'm gonna move off the hockey. Okay, so we've got Vince Neil live, one and only at the Whiskey on CD, which I don't have and have never heard. Curious. So Kickstart My Heart, Knock 'Em Dead Kid, Look at Her Eyes, Red Hot, Piece of Your Action, Girls, 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 Same Old Situation, Home Sweet Home, Looks That Kill, Dr. Feelgood, Smoking in the Boys Room, and Live Wire. So mostly crew songs, which, you know. Oh, this is Metal for the Masses, the Canadian Salt. So this is a compilation of all Canadian metal bands, and I really need some more light in here. It's still too dark. Shadows Fall. I'm trying to see the names of some of these bands. Kind of hard to see. Century Media Records. So let's see here. We've got God Forbid, Diecast, Carnal Forge, Into Eternity, Borknagar, Lacuna Coil. Trying to see bands that I actually know. A lot of these I don't even know. All the Incantation, I know them. Infernal Bleeding, I know them. Excuse me, Internal Bleeding, not Infernal Bleeding. All Else Failed. Yeah. So, Metal for the Masses, the Canadian Assault. 2 CD sets on Century Media. Classic album. This is Deep Purple, Nobody's Perfect. Classic live album from Deep Purple from the reunited Mach 2 era with Ian Gillan on vocals when they reunited in the 80s. Aldo Nova, Blood on the Bricks. I believe I have this on vinyl, not on CD, so I haven't heard it in a long time either, so I'll give it a fresh spin. I swear I probably have 20 copies of this because he sent it in so many different formats. Anne Murray, There's a Hippo in My Tub. Like I said, Greg's got a great sense of humor. Oh, this one's cool. Obviously, I got distracted from that. So this is Copenhagen, 1972, Deep Purple live at Copenhagen. Very cool. Not a big fan of digipacks. I prefer, this one's actually good though. It's not busted, but they always seem to have the center labels or the center spines, whatever those things are called. These little hubs here, busted out. But yeah, this is 72. So this is Mach 2 era as well. Ian Gillan. This is Sweet F.A., Love and Rockets, which, like I said, the post office was kind of brutal on this case, so a couple of these cases are a little beat up, so I'll have to obviously replace that. But this is, yeah, Love and Rockets, Sweet F.A., so some classic. This is kind of, if I'm not mistaken, this is like late 80s, early 90s. You know, I don't know, people call it hair metal these days. Just, you know, heavy rock and roll, you know, in the vein of, if I remember correctly, in the vein of like Guns N' Roses and Dangerous Toys and that kind of stuff. All right, and then we have The Cat in the Hat by Dr. Seuss. Another one. I'll actually get another one that I'll give to my grandkids. So my grandkids do have CD players in their rooms. Their dad gave them a CD player because he has tons of CDs from when he grew up, and they listen to his CDs. So I'll give it to them. I'm sure they'll enjoy it. There are a few more CDs in here. 16 Biggest Hits by Liberace. Matter of fact, sitting over, do I still have it sitting here? I do. From a past package. Look at this big old Liberace tabletop book. He used to give me a lot of Donnie and Marie, but lately it's been Liberace, so there you go. All right, what do we got going on here? What else we got going on here? Feels like some cassettes in here. There are cassettes. I can't see them. They're upside down. Might be a shirt on the bottom. Oh, and there's looks like some more books in here. Maybe some DVDs. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of stuff in here. All right, I need to move. I didn't think there was as much in here as there is. All right, so let's get into cassettes. So we got some Lita Ford, Dancing on the Edge. Obviously, Lita being the former Runaways guitar player, went solo, had a fantastic solo career, just like the other guitar player in the Runaways, Joan Jett. Aldo Nova, subject Aldo Nova. Aldo Nova being a Canadian guitar player, most known for this album here and the song Fantasy, which I believe is on here. Yep, track 1, side 1, Aldo Nova. I believe in a recent 7-inch video I showed the Aldo Nova Fantasy 7-inch single. Oh, and cool, and Prism. Prism, kind of a pop rock, heavy rock, hard rock band. Really like Prism though. This album in particular is fantastic. It's very melodic, very. It's got clean vocals, late 70s, early 80s kind of vibe to it. And if you're into that kind of stuff, as I am, then yeah, they're a great band to check out. Oh, this is one that I don't have. This is cool. This is the best of Kim Mitchell featuring. Sorry, I'm gonna try that one again. This is the best of Max Webster featuring Kim Mitchell. I thought I had everything Max Webster, but I don't have this best of CD, so that's cool. Kim Mitchell, of course, having a successful solo career, had a big hit with mostly in Canada, but it would actually a minor hit here too with the song "Go for a Soda." All right, what else is in here? There are some DVDs in here. Paul Stanley, One Live Kiss DVD. I actually don't have a DVD player, but I do have a player connected to my computer, and honestly, when I get concert DVDs, like stuff like this, I just tend to put them on and listen to them more so than watch them. But you tend to, like, especially when they're like talking between songs, I tend to take a look, or if you hear the crowd go crazy, you take another look because you're like, what's going on? Anyhow, and this is Primal Fear, All Over the World, one of my favorite German heavy metal, power metal bands. Great band. Ralph Schieper is vocalist. I don't own this. Kind of looking forward to checking it out. And another German band. This is Halloween, High Live. Very cool. DVD. What else we got in here? Some more books. And there's more stuff beside back that. Okay, Don't Call It Hair Metal. Art in the Excess of 80s Rock by Sean Kelly. Yeah, I'm with him on that. I hate the term hair metal. It reduces a whole lot of different genres and a lot of different bands to being all look and no no talent, which is just not true. These bands were highly talented. A lot of these guitar players could play circles around most other genre guitar players. But regardless, I'm still a fan of that style of music. Bands like Cinderella were fantastic, like them or not. So anyhow, this is an awesome one. Into the Void, and the next one is fantastic as well. Into the Void. This is From Birth to Black Sabbath and Beyond by Geezer Butler. Very cool. And then this one, this got to be Martin Popoff book. Yeah, it looks like a Martin Popoff book. And this is the story of Angel, and I love Angel. They're one of my favorite bands, so I'm looking forward to checking this book out. I just finished reading. Well, I'm 75% finished reading Martin Popoff's Ted Nugent book, so it's actually sitting next to my bed on my nightstand. So I've been reading it here and there as I have time. But yeah, interesting book. Looks like it has some connections to other bands, of course. Punky Meadows was in Bucks before this band, and the song White Lightning ended up coming out of Bucks and becoming an Angel song, and the vocalist for Bucks ended up going on to sing with Joe Perry Project. So there's lots of cool connections with Angel and other bands too. So, all right, next up, it's a Team Flag, L.A. Kings Team Flag, or No Capes, right there. He's wearing it as a cape. No capes. L.A. Kings Team Flag. Right on. It's like it's funny he's wearing it as a cape though. It always reminds me of that little short lady who designs the costumes for The Incredibles. No capes. All right. There's something else in here. Oh, this feels like 8 tracks. Oh, and there's more cassettes in here. Gosh, there's a lot of stuff in this little package. All right. Oh, see? What'd I tell you? The Osmonds on 8-track. This is The Plan by the Osmonds. Right on. I told you he gives me Osmond stuff. It wouldn't be a package from Greg without something from the Osmonds. Oh, there's a couple more cassettes in here. Oh, this is cool. I don't have this either. This is The Storm by Helix. This is a single. Back when this is what they used to call these things back in the day, cassette single. I didn't have this one, so very cool. Again, I collect anything by, Helix. And this band is kind of an underrated gem that most people don't know about, but they were a really solid heavy rock band called Heaven. I wasn't even really familiar with them until about 10 or 15 years ago, and my buddy Trog turned me on to him because he was really into them, and I was like, I'd seen him, I had heard of him, but I didn't know the music, and he's like, dude, you need to really check them out, they're great. And sure enough, he was right. All right, what is this? Oh, this is an NHL lanyard. NHL lanyard. More cassettes. He must have hit up a. So this is Helix. This is Long Way to Heaven on cassette. Canadian pressing. I'm running out of space to put stuff here. Going to end up having a massive tower of cassettes and CDs fall over here. Michael Monroe. Not Faking It. I believe this might have been his first solo album, if I'm not mistaken. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. One Bad Pig, Ice Cream Sunday. I love One Bad Pig. I've seen him live a few times. Kind of a punk / rock / metal band from the late 80s into the 90s. Their first album was 100% punk, and then they kind of started incorporating other styles into their music, but very unique band. No one really sounds like One Bad Pig, but I'm a huge fan of their stuff. I have everything on vinyl, and I think I have everything on CD as well, and I have a few on cassette. That's one I didn't have. So, and then we've got 24 Karat Purple from Deep Purple on cassette, and Larry Carlton Collection. I don't know this one at all. I'll have to look into it. Maybe one of you guys can tell me about this one or this artist, because I don't know it. It's just not ringing a bell for me. And then we've got David Cassidy, Lying to Myself. Another one of those cassette singles. All right, reaching in the box. Okay, that's it. There was a bag in here, and it's one of those, like, oh, it's a Canucks bag. It's like one of those lunch bags, that keep your food or drinks cold. There you go. So it's like, it's a lunch bag. And Greg being the ultimate Canucks fan, so Canucks and the Flyers are his teams. All right, is that it? Nope, there's more stuff on the bottom here. All right, this is one of those things that hangs from your car. The with the scents on it. I don't know, car freshener, whatever they call them. But this is the PG man from. If you watch his videos, he parks next to this huge, towering PG man. PG being the power company in his area, Canada, and this is just a massive, towering figure, kind of a, I don't know, it's just iconic of it just reminds me of Greg. It's just iconic of that area. It's a landmark there, I'm sure. All right, feels like there's some shirts on the bottom. Yes, there are some shirts on the bottom, and let me show you what's left of this box. So yeah, this is the box that he sent, and like I said, it was opened. It was received in damaged. I mean, there's tape all over it from on the U.S. Post Office saying received in damaged condition. So they retaped it up. Unfortunately, they didn't tape the top because the top was already open. But yeah, the Canadian Post Office mangled this box, man. But nothing really looks like it's just destroyed. So great job packing it up there. All right, so yeah, we have some shirts. Let's get into the shirt action. Oh, very cool. This is Kiss. Rock and Roll All Night with the classic lineup. Gene, Ace, Peter, and Paul. A lot of the I see a lot of new shirts from Kiss coming out, and it's got like classic names on there and classic poses, and but it's not Gene and excuse me, it's not Peter and Ace on there. It's it's the new guys. So nothing against the new guys. It's just a little unusual to see like Live 76, and it's got, you know, Eric Singer on there. Yeah, it's, you know, it's just odd. Anyhow, this is looks like an AC/DC shirt, and I believe it is. Oh, very cool. This is a very cool shirt. Yeah, this is AC/DC two-sided Live at Donington shirt. Nice picture of Angus on the front. Another black shirt. Inside out, so and none more black. Spinal Tap. I'm looking forward to the Spinal Tap reboot too. Oh, dude, this shirt's cool. Yeah, this is a badass shirt. Nazareth, No Mean City, and classic track off that album. I'm Gonna Go Down Fighting. This was one of Nazareth's heavier albums, and freaking fantastic cover art on that album. Always been a huge fan of that album. So, all right, feels like there's 3 more shirts. So I need to move, man. Gosh, I'm 25 minutes in and I'm still yammering. So, if you're still with me, thank you. If not, I get it. Let's see what we got here. Oh, right on. So on my head, I'm wearing the Bachman Turner Overdrive BTO hat that he had also given me. He went to see them live not too long ago. I've never got to see BTO live. I did go see Peter Frampton live recently and picked up a shirt. That was a fantastic show, but this is a Bachman Turner Overdrive tour shirt with the dates on the back. Bachman Cummings. So Bachman Cummings from the Turner Overdrive band, but Bachman Cummings 2022 tour shirt. And it looks like it was Canada and... Oh, all Canada. Yep. So, there's all the tour dates on the back. I saw London on there, so it threw me for a second, but it's London, Ontario. This looks to be a... I don't know. It's a shirt, but it's got to be a hockey shirt. It's little. Oh, it's one of those all-over prints. Oh, yeah. And it's Sidney Crosby. I mean, I'm not a Sidney Crosby fan at all, but you got to admit, that is a kick-ass shirt if you're a hockey fan. But yeah, this looks a little small for me, but my grandson might dig on this one, being a hockey fan, being a hockey player himself. And then finally, there's one more in here. 2 is inside out. No idea what it is. Hang on a second. Oh, another hockey shirt, and this, and also this is another shirt from my wife, who just walked in the room. Hi, honey.
Hi.
Look, a Crosby shirt.
Cool.
And I believe that is it for this box. So there you go. That's my like that wasn't enough. It's like a 30-minute video just showing stuff out of one box. So there you go. Like I said, check out Greg the Egg's channel, Blackmore Rules. I'll leave a link below, and leave a comment below, thumbs up, subscribe. You know, all the things that help, you know, get these videos out there, more people to see them. So let me know what you think. There was a few things in here I didn't recognize. I always appreciate you guys letting me know the stuff I don't know. So appreciate y'all. God bless and stay strong.